This is the last part, part 6 of chapter 3, current electricity of class 12. In this part, we'll discuss the heating effect of electric current and also the board questions based on this topic. Okay, so this is the last exercise, exercise number 3. Now let's start with the first topic, heat produced by the electric current. We know that the current is produced due to the motion of free electrons inside the conductor. While moving, they collide with other ions or atoms and lose their gained kinetic energy. And this lost energy appears in the form of heat energy. Let us consider a charge Q which is moved from point A to B. So some work is done and this work done is equal to V into Q. That is the potential difference into the charge. We know that the potential difference is work done per unit charge. So the electrical work done will be equal to V into Q and Q can be written as I into T. And this electrical work done appears in the form of heat and hence the heat produced is given by V into I into T. Okay, in terms of I, R and T, that is V has to be eliminated and we know that V is equal to I into R. So it can be given by I square R into T, or if I has to be eliminated, we know that I is equal to V upon R. So I square will be equal to V square upon R square. So it is equal to V square upon R into T. Okay, and this heat energy will be in joules. Next topic, Joule's law of heating effect. It states that the amount of heat produced in a conductor is directly proportional to I square for a given resistance and for given time. And this heat produced is also directly proportional to the resistance for a given current and time. Okay, and this heat produced is also directly proportional to the time for which it is passed. So H is equal to I square R into T. Okay, and this effect is called as the Joule's law of heating effect, because whenever the current is passed through a conductor, some heat is produced and this heat produced will be given by I square R into T, and this is called as Joule's law of heating. Next is electrical power. The rate of consumption of electrical energy, that is the electrical work done or the electrical energy per unit time. So the electrical power will be the electrical work done per unit time, which is equal to V into I, or it is equal to I square into R, or it is equal to V square upon R in watt. So these are the various expressions for the electrical power. Whereas the electrical energy is the amount of electrical work done. And the commercial unit of electrical energy is kilowatt hour, where 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to the power 6 joules. Next is practical applications. The first one is in safety fuse, which should have high resistivity and low melting point. In electric iron, electric heater, the heating wire should have high resistivity as well as high melting point. In electric kettle, in electric oven. Okay, and efficiency of any electric device is given as output power upon input power. Let's discuss few questions based on heating effect of electric current. The first question is, a heater coil is cut into two parts and only one of them is used in the heater. You have to find out the ratio of the heat produced by half coil to that by the original coil. Okay, now let the coil is having a resistance R, that is the original coil has a resistance R, but when it is cut into two equal parts, each part will have the resistance R by 2. Why? Because we know that R is directly proportional to the length. Okay, now the heat produced by the original coil when its resistance is R. Okay, now there are three formulas for the heat produced, V into I into T, I square R into T and V square upon R into T. Now which formula will be used? V square upon R into T. Why? Because first we are using the original coil and then half the coil. Okay, and it is put into the same socket, that is the potential difference will be the same. So that is why we have to use this formula. Okay, whereas the heat produced by half of the coil will be equal to V square upon R upon 2 into T. Why? Because resistance is directly proportional to the length when it is cut into two equal parts, and one half will have the resistance R by 2. So this can be written as 2V square upon R into T. Now in the question it is asked that find the ratio of the heat produced by half of the coil to the heat produced by the original coil. Okay, so divide these two equations, we get 2 is to 1. Question number 2 is two wires of same dimensions are first connected in series and then in parallel to a source of supply. We have to find out the ratio of the heat produced in two cases. Okay, let each wire is having a resistance Ry because they are of the same dimension. So if one is having the resistance R, the other wire is also having the resistance R. When they are connected in series, then the resistance will be R plus R, that is 2R. Whereas when they are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance will be 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R plus 1 by R, that is Rp will be equal to R by 2. Okay, then they are connected to the same source of supply. So again, which formula will be used for the heat produced? Heat produced will be equal to V square upon R into T. Why? Because they are connected to the same source of the supply. So V will remain same. So hence we have to use this formula. So this is the formula for the heat produced. When the two wires are connected in series, then we know that the resistance is 2R. And when the two wires are connected in parallel, then we know that V square upon this is R upon 2 into T, that is 2V square upon R into T. Now let's find out the ratio heat produced in series to the heat produced when the two wires are connected in parallel. So here we get V square upon 2R into T divided by 2V square upon R into T. So V square upon R into T cancels out, and hence the ratio is 1 is to 4. Question number 3 is two electric bulbs are marked 220 volt, 60 watt and 220 volt, 100 watt respectively. Which of the two has greater resistance? Okay, now here the power of the two bulbs is different. So we know that power is equal to V square upon R, as the supply voltage is same. So here we use the formula P is equal to V square upon R. Okay, from this formula we see that the power is inversely proportional to the resistance, or you may say that the resistance is inversely proportional to the power. So the one which is having less power will have a greater resistance. So it means 60 watt bulb will have greater resistance. Question number 4 is a heater coil is rated 100 watt, 200 volt. It is cut into two identical parts. Both the parts are connected in parallel to the same source 200 volt. Calculate the energy liberated per second in the new combination. Energy liberated per second. That is, it is the power. That is energy per unit time. We call it as the power. That is, you have to find out the power in the new combination. Okay, now it is given that the heater coil is rated 100 watt, 200 volt. So here we can find out the resistance. We know that P is equal to V square upon R. So the resistance will be equal to V square upon P, and we get the resistance of the wire to be 400 ohms. Okay, then it is cut into two equal parts. So each part will have a resistance 200 ohm. So each part will have a resistance of 200 ohms. Why? Because we know that resistance is directly proportional to the length. So when it is cut into two equal parts, one part will have a resistance 200 ohms and the other part will also have a resistance 200 ohms. Now both these parts are connected in parallel. So the equivalent resistance in parallel will be equal to 1 upon 200 plus 1 upon 200. That is, it is equal to 2 upon 200, and hence the equivalent resistance is equal to 100 ohms. Okay, now here you have to find out the energy liberated per second, that is the power, which is equal to V square upon the equivalent resistance. Okay, and it is connected to the same source, that is V is equal to 200 volts upon 100. So here we get to be 400 watt. Hence the answer is 400 watt. Question number 5 is, a toaster produces more heat than a light bulb when connected in parallel to 220 volt mains. Which of the two has greater resistance? We know that P is equal to V square upon R, as they are connected in parallel. So both are getting the same potential difference, that is 220 volts. So from here we see that resistance is inversely proportional to power. So the greater resistance will be of the one which is having less power, and we know that the two devices are, one is the toaster and the light bulb. The light bulb is having less power as compared to the toaster, so the resistance of the bulb will be more. So which of the two has greater resistance? Bulb has got greater resistance. Question number 6 is, two resistances R1 and R2 when operated at constant supply voltage V consume powers P1 and P2 respectively. Deduce the expression for the power of their combination when they are in turn connected in series, and the second part in parallel. Let's do the first part, when they are connected in series. We know that when they are connected in series, then the equivalent resistance in series will be R1 plus R2. Okay, and the power is given by V square upon the equivalent resistance in series, that is V square upon R1 plus R2. The second part is when they are connected in parallel. We know that when they are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance in parallel 1 upon Rp will be given by 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. And the power in this combination will be given by V square upon the equivalent resistance in parallel. Okay, V square upon Rp, and 1 upon Rp is given by 1 upon R1 plus 1 by R2. So this can be written as V square into 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Question number 7 is the first part. The potential difference applied across a given resistor is altered so that the heat produced per second increases by a factor of 9. By what factor does the potential difference change? Okay, now here it is given that heat produced per second, that is the power, increases by a factor of 9. You have to find out by what factor does the potential difference change. Okay, and that is for a given resistor. So here we use the formula of power as V square upon R. So for a given resistor means R is same. So P is directly proportional to V square, or it can be written as V is directly proportional to under root P. Now the power is increased by a factor of 9. So the potential difference will increase by a factor under root 9 times, that is V will increase how many times? 3 times. So V increases by 3 times. Okay, then the second part is, an emitter and a resistor of 4 ohms are connected to the terminals of the source. The EMF of the source is 12 volt and the internal resistance is 2 ohms. Calculate the voltmeter and the emitter readings. Okay, so here you have to find out the emitter reading, that is, it is the current. You have to find out the current. Okay, and the voltmeter reading means you have to find out the potential difference. Now given here that there is a cell of EMF 12 volt and its internal resistance is 2 ohm, which is connected to 4 ohm resistor. You have to find out the current and the potential difference. Okay, we know that current is equal to EMF upon the total resistance This 4 ohm resistance, that is the external resistance, is in series to the internal resistance of the cell. So substituting the values, you will get the current 4 plus 2, that is, it is equal to 2 amperes. Okay, and the voltmeter reading, the potential difference, we know that V is equal to I into R. Okay, here I is 2 amperes and the external resistance is 4 ohms, and hence the potential difference read by the voltmeter will be 8 volts. Question number 8 is two electric bulbs P and Q have the resistances in ratio 1:2. They are connected in series across a battery. Find the ratio of the power dissipation in these bulbs. Okay, given in the question that RP to RQ is 1:2, and these two bulbs are connected in series. Now the expression of the power used will be I square into R. Why? Because as they are connected in series, I will be the same. The current flowing through each of the resistance will be the same. So here we'll use the formula P is equal to I square into R. So as I is same, we see that power is directly proportional to resistance. Hence the power dissipated by P to the power dissipated by Q will be equal to Rp upon Rq, which is equal to 1:2. Hence the ratio is 1:2. Question number 9 is two resistors R1 and R2 of 4 and 6 ohm are connected in parallel. You have to find out the ratio of the power dissipated in them, that is P1 is to P2. This question had come in 2020 for 1 mark. Okay, now they are connected in parallel, that is the potential difference across each resistance is same. So here the formula used for power will be V square upon R. Why? Because V is same. Okay, in this question the current was same as they were connected in series. So we use the formula power is equal to I square into R. Now in this question they are connected in parallel. So which formula will be used? Power is equal to V square upon R. Now as V is same, here we see that power is inversely proportional to resistance. Given in the question that R1 is to R2 is 4 upon 6, that is 2 upon 3. So the power dissipated by the first bulb to the power dissipated by the second bulb will be equal to R2 upon R1. Why? It is inversely proportional to R, and R2 upon R1 from here is 3 by 2. Hence, the answer is 3 by 2. So the correct option is the B1. So we have completed this chapter. These were some of the board questions which we have discussed, and these questions are repeated also. Okay, also you have to do the NCERT exercise questions. And the next chapter which we will start is magnetic effects of electric current. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.